Alright, we are here back for another Killing World Championship Wrestling. Even though said during the show that we are no longer about wrestling, we're about fighting.
They did.
So I'm here with Zach, Uncle John, Mullins. John, first off for you there? You breathing? Anything? Tell me your favorite memory of WCW in general.
Never really had one.
Thank you. Point proven. Anyways, let's continue with the third episode of Killing WCW. This is Nitro 239, April 17th, 2000. Start off with the celebration of all the bad guys winning Spring... Not Slamboree. It was Spring Stampede, yeah. Everybody's out there, they're celebrating and whatnot, all the bad guys. There's so many shots being fired around about, yeah, you couldn't work for McMahon or stuff like that. Just the typical Nitro stuff, you know what I mean? Mullins, I'll let you take the wheel for this one for a little bit, and then I'll hop
They
back.
definitely, it was a straight shoot again on all kinds of stuff. There was shots on Jim Ross, Vince McMahon. A lot of, hey, yeah, look what I'm doing with my company that's going to take you down. Little did we know. That's for later in the series, by the way.
Yeah.
But there was red balloons, red confetti, streamers. It's all red for the new blood. You have your cruiserweight champion Chris Candido, your tag champs Buff Bagwell and Shane Douglas, your U.S. champ Scott Steiner, and your new world heavyweight champion Jeff Jarrett. You see Eric Bischoff's out there, Russo's out there. You see Kimberly Page is out there, fresh off turning on her husband last night. Well, what was last night at Slamboree, or not Slamboree.
Gotcha.
Spring Stampede.
Gotcha.
I don't know why they do that. WCW tried to get everybody with that one.
Yeah. I don't know why. Anyway.
Well, and the fact that they literally mentioned Slamboree like 100 times during this Nitro.
Yes. They were definitely like,
They mentioned it all the time. They set up a bunch of matches for the pay-per-view.
They're like, I'm gonna get you. Shane Douglas talking, of course, to Ric Flair. I'm gonna get you, Flair, at Slamboree. Like, he has this dramatic pause where he's like saying how he's gonna dethrone Ric Flair. And during the watch of this episode, we were talking about how the bad guys in this role shouldn't be bad guys, and the good guys in this role shouldn't be good guys. But given how it is the 90s, the year 2000 exact, when everybody thought the world was going to literally blow up with Y2K, Y2J, so he saved us. Thanks, Y2J. Even though he couldn't save WCW. But... and after that, the cruiserweights went down the hill. But Hulk Hogan continues his pursuit to kill Eric Bischoff while trying to not get shot by the cops. Yeah. He says he is Terry Bolea, and that's his shoot character. So kind of weird seeing Hulk Hogan, or hearing Hulk Hogan say, I'm Terry Bolea, and all that. But I don't know. I like that direction, honestly. The whole Bischoff thing is a little crazy how it's throughout the entire show, but it's a different vibe, which I like for a little bit. But you can definitely see where right now we're still in the decent stages. All right, like we have not hit rock bottom yet.
Before things start to become,
we will though.
Because we're still in the stages where not everything's a swerve just yet.
Yeah, we're still everything still kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? Like Billy Kidman gets his justice done by Hulk Hogan, who smashes him with the Hummer. We get a little bit of, for some weird reason, Shane Douglas and Buff Bagwell got to beat up Lex Luger, and then Flair came out dressed as Sting. You know what I mean?
We had that random hardcore match.
We ended off on a really bad ending, in my opinion, because where we missed off on Bret Hart at the pay-per-view, they just gave us more Bret Hart at the end of the show.
Yeah, literally,
And
just the more no words, more just standing.
yeah, I'm gonna hit you with this chair, either Terry Bolea or Eric Bischoff. So
And literally, like, what goes through their head of the production team when they're like, hey, you know what? We're gonna cut things off right at the moment when he winds up with the chair.
but to touch back more on the whole $1 million club, millionaire club, taking on the new bloods of Vince Russo, is that I oddly enough feel that the new bloods are justified saying, hey, we had you old guys, you know, we let you guys do your own thing, and look how the company's gone, and now you want to, like, why are people cheering for the old guys? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense.
That's the one thing that, like, looking back at this, like, when I was a kid, obviously, I marked out for the Ric Flairs and the Hogans, just because that's what every kid does.
Mm-hmm.
You mark out for the hero, but, like, now you really think about it from a not looking at it as wrestling, just looking at it as a story. Like, the young guys are getting held down by these guys who just won't go away.
Or put them over.
Even in a wrestling standpoint, this is the same thing that people complained, oh, why is Daniel Bryan being held down? Now they're like, no, hold them down. Let these old guys win the titles for another year and a half while the company's still alive.
We also had an amazing performance by Tank Abbott, who came back just to nearly, by God, kill, almost pile drive, the owner of the Chicago Blackhawks. I believe it's the ice hockey team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that happened. Of course, your boy Mark Madden is like, who, by the way, the commentary table likes to play hot potato and like switch around the seats
They
every
literally,
single
in
segment.
the middle of the show.
Yeah,
In the middle of the show, I swear they switched spots.
So there is that. I'm trying to think what other big moments happened during this show that was real notable. They put over DDP's
Sting.
new book.
Sting and Vampiro,
Yeah. So
their
Sting
segment.
and Vampiro. By the way, Zach, you there?
I think.
Did you know Vampiro is the brother to Sting?
The brothers in pain.
Oh, yeah, the brothers in paint. So, Vampiro's out there, and he's like, I am not done sucking the blood. By the way, I don't, like, in this time period, I guess people didn't understand, like,
You don't talk about sucking.
you don't
and
talk about
eating
that.
ass
Yeah,
and-
like,
That
yeah,
was
you
also
know,
that happened.
There's way too many references about.
yeah,
like,
things are all over, like, the place. Like, even for that era, I don't think even they understood, like, they needed a dictionary to say, hey, this
this isn't
no.
right.
So, yeah, Vampiro was like, I'm gonna suck the blood out of you, brother. Yeah. Yeah. And, he's like, but not until Slamboree. Like, he has that dramatic, like, look in the camera, and he's like, I'm gonna get you at Slamboree. And all of a sudden, Sting comes down from the rafters, and he, like, gives it about 5 seconds, by the way. You could count it. Maybe 10 seconds, actually. It was very long. And he's just standing there, like, waiting to get unhooked, and Vampiros look at him like, you're supposed to hit me. And Sting's like, let me get unhooked first. And then he gets unhooked and just chokes the man, like, bashes him right in the neck with the bat. So, I mean, that segment was a little weird in terms of the whole fact that he came down from the rafters and Vampiro saw him. I think it would have been better if Vampiro would have been like, oh my gosh, it's Sting, you know? Like how he came out from underneath the ring, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's Vampiro. I don't know, but other than that, let's see, anything else notable during the show? Candido Chavo got yelled at by Russo backstage. Booker T got yelled at, and then Booker T screwed over the main event match between Steiner and Jeff Jarrett for the title because, in the words of Scott Hudson or Tony Schiavone, one of them, they said, this is the best of the best. This is who the best to fight for in the best place. WCW. So, I mean, I like Scott Steiner. I like Jeff Jarrett, as you know. I mean, I'm a big Jeff Jarrett fan, of course. I just don't think at that time period you could really brag too much about them being better than competition. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
and just in the nature of putting yourselves over, it worked, I guess. But yeah, the main event got. Anyways, so let's jump right in here to predictions about Bret Hart and stuff like that. Do you think Bret Hart will actually mean something, or do you think it's gonna be one of those things where backstage they'll tick him off and he'll never show up, but he'll be in like these random ending cliffhangers each week?
I feel like because he's at this point he's decently old.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not that like he's probably at the point where like when he came to the WWE where he's at that point where he can maybe wrestle a match a year, maybe two.
Mm-hmm.
And so at this point I don't know about how much we're gonna see him actually do anything of importance. I feel like he's more of a just show up. Oh, you're a big name that we can either make a heel or a face. You can just cause a big moment.
Mm. Well, this has been the 3rd edition of Killing WCW. My final thoughts are, like I said, we're decent. We have a long way to go until things get really, really bad. So, I mean, we're just watching the train wreck occur slowly. But you can see, like, they have stuff to work with where it could be good. You know what I mean? So, alright. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.